Sunday at MBE, Sunday night. So me and Biggs are here. Let's give you a little tour of what's going on. We got a set of our billet heads here. This is for a heavy nitrous application. So Mike Janis is building this motor, so we're just about finished with this. It sounds like he's just about finished with the short block. This gentleman decided to go with the billet stuff. He didn't want the cast. He goes, Matt, if I'm doing this, I'm doing it the first time, and I'm doing it right. And so he's made a big investment in all of this. So we're just finishing everything up. We'll have the intake manifold done. We'll probably have the intake manifold done as quickly as next week. So we're cruising on this stuff. And then we have some big nines over here. So billet manifold, big nines. We're also doing a version with Kinsler fuel injection. And we'll be doing a video on that probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks. We'll have all of that finished, and we'll have it set up with the injectors and the stacks and everything, so it'll look pretty cool. We'll definitely need to show that. And then we also have some blower stuff that we're doing too. This one right here is going on a boat in Australia. And then we have is a set of our CID small block Fords. No, these are SC1s. These are SC1s. We actually weld, when we do the SC1s, we weld in here and everything because it gives it more line of sight to the valve, so it helps it run better. So just a little bit of extra work, but we try to look at anything we can to improve it. So it's just all the little details, you know, that we want to do to make sure that you're competitive and you win. Okay. Got big nines, Steve Williams. Those are finished, so those are just waiting on some valves, and those will go together. That's a blower deal there, so that one's just about finished. Chuck Barnes, so this is, I believe, sand racing nitrous with the 18-degree conventionals, and drag and drive 18-degree max pull right here. That's what this is. So this is a single turbo, and then he'll run methanol and he'll run gas. He's going to run two different injector rails, so he'll have duals. He'll just use the one. He'll only have the one turn on, depending if he's at the track or if he's just driving it on the street. The drag and drive deal is sometimes 200 plus miles, so you don't want to run. Keep the heat down. Keep the heat down. Just a project we're working on there. And we come and let's go over here, Mr. Biggs. We got some inventory and just stuff in line to work on. We're getting close on this. We should have rockers and get the cylinder back on the new 8-degree head. So some of these right here are for the 8-degree head, so we'll be machining those. And that 8-degree is it's 4-degree cant. You got something that flows almost 500 CFM, and that's a real number. The port's not too big, so definitely for normally aspirated applications. So we'll have an 8, a 10, and a 12, depending on what your application is, just in this casting alone. And we got big nines here. We got our LS7 CID heads here. We have just a little bit of everything. And of course, up there, the big 9 manifolds. And all these are our own castings that Brodex makes for us. They make us a 13 and they make us a 10. The 10s are down there. And 18s right here. And then a bunch of these are in process. We always keep these. We keep these so if someone needs them, we can get them to them in about 3 or 4 days. Typically keep, so the Pro Extreme stuff that we do, 4800 bore space, Pro Mod stuff, things of that nature, right here. And then 4 pieces. So each one of these pieces makes a half of a A460 billet intake. So approximately 110 pounds. When it's finished, each half of these will weigh about 8 pounds. So there's a lot of waste. So these two will make a complete manifold. And then we'll come over here. Dave was working on some more A460 stuff over here. These are for Mr. Potier. So these are Canadian. Big 9s, so drag race set up here. It's going to be a really, really nice piece. Typically Mr. Potier builds very nice pieces. And then come over here. And so what Dave had, this is a set of A460s. We do a lot of these for the truck pulling, drag racing, things like that. Truck pulling for sure. We've been very, very successful with this program in the truck pulling. So what Dave's doing, we've already angle milled the deck 1 degree. So we actually take more off of this side. And what that does, it makes the chamber much smaller, but also the way we do the porting it will help the cylinder to pick up more airflow. So after we angle mill it, we go do some more chamber upgrades. It picks up about 25 CFM in places. So, you know, and we never want the chamber to be a choke. So all of that gets done here. So some of the processes, you can see Dave's got all his tools here. So he's going to spot face after we angle mill it. Let's just come over here, Banks. So after we angle mill it, Dave comes in here, re-spot faces these, so now they're parallel with the deck. Because once we angle mill the deck, it's not, everything's off a degree. So we spot face all the holes. And then what Dave does, he's over here. Because a Ford is so long, it's hard to do it with a long enough end mill. What we have to do is we have to rebore the bolt holes, so when the head goes on with the head studs, it actually goes on, it doesn't get caught. So that's what Dave's doing here. So he'll use a boring bar on some of these with the Ford because they're so long. And then you can see now they're slotted up here. Here's one that Dave finished. You can see how much they're slotted. It doesn't hurt anything as far as you don't have to worry about integrity or anything like that. All of that is fine. Those bosses are very thick all the way. But now this is set up where it will just go on the engine and the engine builder doesn't have to worry about it. The other thing Dave did was now, because we angle milled this, we have to make this correct. We have to make this 90 degrees to the intake flange also. So we recut the intake flange. Now the manifold fits. So nothing's bastard, just everything will go on just fine. So A460 angle milling, there's a lot that goes into angle milling. It's very, very tedious and time consuming. And let's go in here. This is an old set of 13-degree heads. Since then, we've made a lot of changes to the casting and everything, but these are gentleman Dean Turner. He's run this stuff for probably 15 years. It's been a long time he's run this stuff. But what he's going to do is, we had to weld some plates in because the old casting was all scalloped in here, so there's no place to attach these plates for the valley tray. So he ends up done all of that. He's welding all that up. He's trued the surface. So this is done, and he's getting rid of the sheet metal, and he's going to the billet intake manifold. So he should see some really nice gains. And then you got a manifold, I believe that weighs, it's got to weigh 7 or 8 pounds. It can't weigh very much. I think I could hold it with my bad hand. And then we just have some stuff here for final clean. These right here, so these are valve job, they're ready to go. Set of, these are the Horn family in Iowa. So these have all the updated, better springs, all the JHE stuff on it. I don't know how many races they won, but I think they won 2 track championships. A 3rd generation driver. So we used to do his dad's and grandfather's stuff when they ran the truck series. So these guys are excellent racers, a ton of experience, highly intelligent. They just know how to win. And then we have the blower manifolds. So we got these all match corded. This is finished. These are for the Big 9. So it is a real thing. We do have blower manifolds for the Big 9. Okay, so we have that. And there's some of these are in here for final clean also. And so we'll do a video on this when we're all finished with it and everything's final clean. Well, close to final clean. And then we got a set here. So this stuff just needs to be valve jobbed. This was an updated set, so we were able to run our CNC program through the TrickFlow CNC program. So what's nice about people, they don't have to buy castings or rockers, anything like that. Our programs just went right in it, so it makes us pretty inexpensive for for the end user, and it gets a huge upgrade. Now he's got a 2500 intake valve in it. You got something that's going to make a lot of power. So this is for another truck pulling application here. And then we have just stuff to be serviced here. More stuff to be serviced, to be serviced, to be serviced. And yes, even some 23-degree stuff. So just in here to be serviced. No big deal. Everything will be valve jobbed on the epoch. We won't do it on the Surdy. We'll do it on the epoch. So everything will be perfect. And then we have billet heads. More truck pull A460s. Billet Ford and small block Chevy for a billet heads. SB2s, just waiting on valves. another set of Steve Williams heads that are here to be serviced. Steve Williams is switching to the big 9 intake manifold, the billet. So he's going to lose about, from this, it's going to be about 18 pounds lighter than his old manifold, 17 to 18. And he's going to pick up a lot of power. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to see, because he dynos everything, and he will very much critique it and give us the results. So I look forward to sharing that with everybody. And that is this week at MBE. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Go Lions.
On that side.